Welcome, everybody. My name is Itai. I use they or he pronouns. I'm talking to you from Abenaki land, now known as Vermont. And thank you for starting the day with me with prayer and song. We'll be celebrating our liberation all week. So as you're walking in, feel free to introduce yourself. Let us know where you're calling from. And how about one good thing? And I'm going to put us in gallery view right now because I'm seeing a lot of names I'm really excited to see and be here with. So as folks are walking in, find someone you know or someone you don't know. Wish them a happy Pesach. Welcome again, those who just joined. Again, I'm Itai, they, them, he, him, calling from Abenaki land. Feel free to introduce yourself, where you're calling from, one good thing about your day so far, if you'd like to share that. So, we're celebrating our liberation all week, and I know some of us are used to prayer, have our own practice. Some of us don't. Some of us have felt distant from prayer spaces. Some of us have felt distant from Jewish spaces. Some of us have a complicated relationship to it. Some of us really, really love ritual. So whoever you are, whatever your experience is, whatever you're coming in with, that is welcome here. And a little bit about what we're doing. This is Avodat Lev, so it is based on the structure of the traditional morning service, but not a strict structure. So if you have a more structured prayer practice, do your thing. That's fine. And I will try my best to make this as accessible to everybody as possible. I will try my best to let you know what's going on, and I'm human and sometimes I miss things. So if I miss something, feel free to ask a question in the chat, and I'll try to catch that and answer it. Later, further on in this session, we're going to sing Hallel. That is the songs of praise for holidays. So when I get there, I'm going to be doing less talking about what we're doing and just singing. So if the words confuse you or if they're unfamiliar, just know the intention that it's to sing joyfully and say thank you for our liberation. Okay, so here we are. Good to be with you. Mode ani lefanecha ruachai vekayam שהחסרת בי נשמתי בחמלה רבה אמונתך. I am grateful before you. I am aware, creator of earth, water, fire, and air. For you have returned my soul to its place. Oh, how abundant, how great is your faith. And thank you, Owen, for anyone who didn't see that. If you want a more consistent gender-neutral version without alternating, because that doesn't work for me either, the Non-Binary Hebrew Project suggests modet ani. Modeh, moda, modet simultaneously means I'm grateful and I'm aware. Modet ani lefanecha ruachai vekayam שהחסרת בי נשמתי בחמלה רבה אמונתך. I am grateful before you. I am aware, creator of earth, water, fire, and air. For you have returned my soul to its place. Oh, how abundant, how great is your faith. Elohai neshama שנתת בי טהורה היא, אתה בראת, אתה יצרת, אתה נפחת בי, נפחת בי. Oh Hashem, cleanse my body, cleanse my spirit, make me whole, guide my breath all through my body, give your spirit unto my soul. Shekhinah, heal my body, heal my spirit, keep me whole and guide my breath all through my body. I feel your spirit deep in my soul. We are creating an energy field with our voices. So if there's somebody you want to include in that loving energy field, we are in the week of Chesed right now, in the counting of the Omer, and not only are we in the week of Chesed, but we are in the day of Tiferet, of balance, of compassion, of beauty. So if there's anybody that you want to bring in and send them love and send them blessings of healing, you can please put their name in the chat and we will sing to them. Elohai Neshama Shenatata bi Tehorai Ata barata Ata yetzata Ata nefachta bi Oh Hashem, cleanse my body, cleanse my spirit, make me whole and guide my breath all through my body. Give your spirit unto my soul. Shekhinah, heal my body, heal my spirit, keep me whole and guide my breath all through my body. I feel your spirit deep in my soul. Shekhinah, heal my body, heal my spirit, keep me whole and guide my breath all through my body. I feel your spirit deep in my soul. To all the people we named, Moishe, Lior, Noam, Sky, Alan, Molly, Lori, Liliana, Becca's dad, Douglas, Douglas' mom, Charlie, Ariel, Christy, Jay, for all those who are struggling right now, for Anthony's baby, for Satya and Charlie, for anyone whose names we don't know, for anyone whose situation we don't know. We are keeping them with us as we pray and sing today. One of my favorite stories about the crossing of the sea, the very important moment that brought us to freedom, is that when we arrived at the sea and had Pharaoh's army behind us and the sea in front of us, didn't know what to do, and we just started walking in. Nachshon started walking in, others started walking in after him. That was one act of resistance. But then the other one was that Miriam the prophetess and all the women all of a sudden just came up with instruments, kind of like in those cartoons when all of a sudden people just like pull something out. Oh, look, I've got a drum. So they knew the whole time that there would come a time to celebrate. And that's the first time Miriam is called by her name, Miriam, not just Moses' sister. But it was when she did this courageous act of resistance of having packed the instruments ahead of time and told everybody else to do so. This is a 4-parter, so I'll teach you all the parts. I'd love if you sing with me. Ozi vezimratya Vayehi li lishua Ozi וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. If you've got that one, keep it going. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. And here's another part. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. And if you've got that one, keep it going. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. Okay, pick apart. Here's another one. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. Okay, keep it going. I'm bringing in another part. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. And then Miriam and the women took their timbrels in their hand, and they stepped into the water, and they walked across the sand. Who is like you, Shekhinah, full of wonder, full of praise? My strength and your song will get me through the days. And then Miriam and the women took their timbrels in their hand, and they stepped into the water, and they walked across the sand. Who is like you, Shekhinah, full of wonder, full of praise? My strength and your song will get me through the days. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. And then Miriam and the women took their timbrels in their hand, and they stepped into the water, and they walked across the sand. Who is like you, Shekhinah, full of wonder, full of praise? My strength and your song will get me through the days. And then Miriam and the women took their timbrels in their hand, and they stepped into the water, and they walked across the sand. Who is like you, Shekhinah, full of wonder, full of praise? My strength and your song will get me through the days. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. עוזי וזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה. The call to prayer and community. You don't have to stand up. I'm not going to, but you can. I prefer to just focus center, pretend we're all in a circle. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. And if you feel comfortable, it's okay to unmute yourself and respond. It won't be exactly in time, but that's all right. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, Shekhinah, holy name, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, when I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. So good to hear other voices. Thank you for singing with me. Remember to remute yourself. Again, in the Omer, we are in the week of Chesed, the week of ever abundant, flowing love. So if you are wearing a talit, you can wrap that around yourself. If you're not, you can picture the parts of yourselves that are in the corners, on the fringes, and bring them in closer and place them on your heart. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, by unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, by unending love. We are embraced by arms that find us, even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us, even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, by unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, by unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us, even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, by unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, by unending love. Embraced, touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We We are loved by unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, by unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, by unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, by unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, by unending love. You can unmute yourself again if you'd like. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. We'll take some time for our own private prayer. That can be a silent meditation. That can be the words from the Siddur. That can be the words from the perfect Siddur that you have right in your heart. And here are some intentions for the traditional prayers that are in the Siddur, some themes. So that is one option of things to reflect on. I'm going to turn off my screen and take silence, and we'll return in a few minutes. I'll bring you back in with a song. If you'd like some guidance, if you're sitting in silence, you can begin by feeling your feet on the ground and your hands wherever they are, on your lap or together like mine. Take a few deep breaths. Sing through my voice, pray through my hands, let the way be open. Sing through my voice, pray through my hands, let the way be open. Adonai Sefatai Tiftahu fi hagi tehilatecha. Open up my lips, goddess, and I will sing your praises. Adonai Sefatai Tiftahu fi hagi tehilatecha. Open up my lips, goddess, and I will sing your praises. Sing through my voice, pray through my hands, let the way be open. Adonai Sefatai Tiftachu fi hagi tehilatecha. Open up my lips, goddess, and I will sing your praises. Adonai Sefatai Tiftachu fi hagi tehilatecha. Open up my lips, goddess, and I will sing your praises. Sing through my voice, pray through my hands, let the way be open. Sing through my voice, pray through my hands, let the way be open. We've come to the part of the service that is Hallel, that is songs of praise for the holiday. It's traditional to stand for the blessing for this, and for all of Hallel, I'm going to sit just because of how I'm situated, and feel free to do what's working for you. And the blessing is right here. I'm going to say it in feminine God language. Bruchat Shechina Eloheinu Chei Haolamim אשר קידשתנו במצוותיה וציוונו לקרוא את ההלל. מקימי, 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 מהעפר מקימי, 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 מהעפר 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 מקימי, 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 מהעפר מקימי, 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 מהעפר מקימי, מקימי, מהעפר מקימי, מקימי, מהעפר מקימי, מקימי, מהעפר מקימי, מקימי, מהעפר. לא שיבים נדיבי עמם, מושיבי עקרת הבית, הם הבנים שמחה, הללויה. The mountains and the sea danced הים, העבריינות הירדן, מסוף לאחור הים, העבריינות הירדן, מסוף לאחור. ההרים נרקדו חיילים, גבעות כבני צאן, ההרים רקדו חיילים, גבעות כבני צאן, ההרים רקדו חיילים, גבעות כבני צאן, ההרים רקדו חיילים, גבעות כבני צאן. הים, העבריינות הירדן, מסוף לאחור הים, העבריינות הירדן, מסוף לאחור. ההרים רקדו חיילים, גבעות כבני צאן, ההרים רקדו חיילים, גבעות כבני צאן, ההרים רקדו חיילים, גבעות כבני צאן, ההרים רקדו חיילים, גבעות כבני צאן. אדוני זכרנו יברך, יברך את בית ישראל, יברך את בית אהרון, הקטנים עם הגדולים. יוסף אדוני עליכם, עליכם ועל בניכם, ברוכים אתם לאדוני, עושה שמיים בארץ, שמיים, שמיים לאדוני, והארץ נתנה לבני אדם, לא המתים יהללויה, ולא כל יורדי דומה, ואנחנו נברך יה, מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם. הללויה. משיב לאדוני כל תגמולו היא עלי, כוס ישועות אשא, ובשם אדוני אקרא, נדרי לאדוני השלם, נגדנה לכל עמו, יקר בעיני אדוני, המבת לחסידיו, ענה אדוני כי אני עבדך, אני עבדך בן אמתך, אני עבדך בן אמתך, פיתחת למוסרי, לך אספר שבח תודה, ובשם אדוני אקרא, נדרי לאדוני השלם, נגדנה לכל עמו, בחצרות בית אדוני, בתוככי ירושלים, בתוככי ירושלים. הללויה. הודו לאדוני כי טוב, כי לעולם Adonai ki tov, ki leolam chasdo, yomana Israel, ki leolam chasda, hodu la shechina ki tov, ki leolam chasdo, yom huna beit Aharon, ki leolam chasdo, hodu la shechina ki tov, ki leolam chasda, yom huna beit Aharon, ki leolam chasdo, hodu la Adonai ki tov, ki leolam chasdo, yom huna ere Adonai, ki leolam chasdo, hodu la shechina ki tov, ki leolam chasdo. Min hametzar karatia. From the narrow straits you've brought me out, from Mitzrayim. This is the part. Min hametzar karatia, min hametzar karatia. From a narrow place I called to you, from a narrow place I called. From the deep I called, from the deep I called to you. From the deep I called, from the deep I called. From the fire on the altar I called to you, from the fire on the altar I called. From the fire on the altar I called to you, from the fire on the altar I called. From the gates of tears I called, from the gates of tears I called to you, from the gates of tears I called, from the gates of tears I called. If there's a place where you call from the narrow places, from something else, it's one of those zipper songs, fill in the blank. From the wilderness I called to you, from the wilderness I called. From uncertainty I called to you, from uncertainty I called. From uncertainty I called. From healing I called to you, from imposter syndrome I called. From joyousness I called. From a narrow place I called to you, from a narrow place I called. From a narrow place I called to you, from a narrow place I called. From grief and longing I called. From anxiety I called to you, from a place of grief I called. From all these places I called. From the wide open spaces I called to you, from the wide open spaces I called. From the wide open spaces I called to you, from the wide open spaces I called. From the from community I called, from seeking belongingness I called. From a narrow place I called. From a great wide place you answered me, from a great wide place you called. From the great wide place you answered me, from a great wide place you called. And where do we want to be answered from? From a great wide place you called. From a great wide place you answered me. From abundance I called. From abundance you called. Min hametzar karatia, min hametzar karatia. From the waters I called to you, from the waters I called. Min hametzar karatia, va'anani b'merchavya. Min hametzar karatia, va'anani b'merchavya. from love, from interconnection, from all of these places. We'll close Hallel. Eliata ve'odeka Elohai aomemeka Eliata ve'odeka Elohai aomemeka Odul Adonai ki tov ki leolam hasda Odul Shechina ki tov ki leolam hasda. We're going to close with a moment to remember those who are dear to us and we've lost. So if you are in recent mourning, I invite you to unmute yourself and share the name of someone you're remembering. If you'd rather not unmute yourself, sharing in the chat is also okay.
My grandfather, Yitzchak Yosef ben Avram Befradel.
Mir Dwyer, Betty Carr, Mel Baggs, Sue Moscow, Art Warren, Hannah and Avraham Gertovsky, Esha, Susan and Gerald Klopper, my grandmother Raya, anyone we're about to name, anyone we haven't named, Caleb, Tima Dorman Ackerman, Joan, anyone whose names we don't know, anyone who doesn't have anyone to say Kaddish for them. We're keeping them all in our hearts and praying for on their behalf, for ascension, for good in the world. And I invite you to unmute yourself and join me for Kaddish.
Allah divra hirte v'amlich malchute v'chayecho v'necho v'chaye dekol v'et Yisrael v'gala v'zman karim v'imru v'va mevarach me'olam u'me'al maya v'yishba v'yitzor v'yitraman v'yinaseh v'tadar v'yitalel v'yitalel shemei v'kudesha v'ela minkol v'tav she'atal Tushakata v'nefemata ha'amin Yehe Shalom Maya v'chaim
Amen. Say shalom Yeramav. Say shalom.
Shalom
Hallelujah. Kol Israel. Amen.
Kol Yosher Tevel Yimrel. Amen.